Nice you could join us again. I've got a question for you. What is acting? Reacting? Is it being yourself? Is it being other people, other characters? All right, so let's take this as the first proposition. Your self-worth as an actor is in who and what you are as a human being. But what you do as an actor depends on what the other actor does to you. So let's take the first part of that. Your self-worth as an actor is in who and what you are as a human being. That's a good thing, because right now there's nobody out there doing you in this industry. And nobody will be doing you until you're cast in the part, and then you're doing you. You're doing yourself, if you'll excuse the expression. You as a human being are unique, different than anybody else in the world, and that's the value of what you bring into the work. Your value of what you bring into the work is perceived as your talent because you're unique, you're different. We already have a Meryl Streep, we have a Clint Eastwood, we have a Morgan Freeman, we have everybody, but we don't have one of you. And until you're up there working in the business, and for some of you, you already are, there's nobody that's going to be doing you. So when you consider that your self-worth as an actor means that if you're true to that, you're not going to be playing other people. I know the perception is that you're playing other people, you're playing a cop, you're playing a nurse, you're playing this, you're playing that. But in reality, those characters, when you get cast in something, become you. I mean, really, when you think about it, how can you possibly be something other than what you are? You can call it a nurse, a priest, a doctor, or whatever. But you don't know anything about anybody else except you. You have your history, your emotions, your instincts, any kind of feelings you can think about. And that brings up another point. How many of you, let me just ask you a question. How many of you have flaws? You see, I get that all the time. Everyone raises their hands. But what would a flaw be? I mean, do you have someone that hangs around with you that makes a little list? How about if you're just a human being? And as a human being, we all have imperfections. Even if you want to call them imperfections, are they really? Or is it just part of you that makes you so endearing and special? These quirks, traits, perversions, oddities, whatever you want to say. It's just you. If you approach it with that kind of proposition, then wouldn't it hold true that if you go on a reading or you're on the set, that if you're true to yourself and true to who that person is, then you're probably going to be relaxed. You're probably going to be comfortable in your own skin. And the more depth and definition you have in the human being you are when you work, the character that you were cast for has life, depth, and definition. Whereas if you did it the other way around, you lose depth and definition because you're trying to be something you're not. You don't know anything about anybody else, like I said a few seconds ago. You only know about you. And if you use that and you're true to it, then you know what it feels like to be in love. You know what it feels like to be hurt. You know what it feels like to be angered by someone else. But you can't take a conceptual idea of a character that doesn't exist yet and try to figure out how you would become that person, because there is no person. It's a name on a script. And when you're cast in that part, that character in the script always becomes you. Now, is this the Meisner technique? Everyone said, well, I do Meisner. I do Meisner technique. No, the Meisner technique is the repetition exercise. What Sanford Meisner figured out is a way to get one actor to concentrate on the other, to listen, to be a good listener, right? Which is the essence of what acting's all about, is listening. These theories and foundations of acting that I'm talking about were established decades ago by Stanislavski. And what he said was there are no formulas on how to become a great actor or how to play this or that part. It's made up of steps toward the true creative state of an actor on stage, and when it is true, it is the normal state of a person in real life. actor. And that's not to take away from the Meisner technique. That's the repetition exercise. That's genius in itself. Because without listening, there is no process of reacting. And that's the byproduct of listening. Be yourself. Use the other actor. Your self-worth as an actor is in who and what you are as a human being, and what you do as an actor depends on what the other actor does to you. Have tenacity, commitment, work hard, you'll have your shot. Next week, we're going to do an actual workshop, which I think you'll find interesting. Till then, R.J. Adams, right here in the southern sector of the Actors Workshop. Peace